So bottom line is, if we trace it back and say, this thing I'm selling, my customers will still need it, right? This has even opened a new direction. In an economy like this, when things are hard, I know we talked about needs, but there are 3 classes of needs. So you have essential needs. No matter how bad the economy is, people will use it. So things like food, water, education is an essential, particularly for your children, essential need for some people. Accommodation. Nothing will ever make people say, I'll move out of my house now and start living under the bridge because the economy is hard. What they will do is, they'll move out of that apartment and go for a cheaper one. But whether accommodation will be on the table, it's always be on the table. So in an economy like this, if what you are selling is an essential need, it's now a game of, I know my customers are buying this thing from somewhere. It's not a case of they have stopped using it. They are buying it from somewhere. Who are they buying from? And why do they prefer buying from that person and not me? You may go there, maybe price, or you may go there, it might be the offer. One example, I tell people sometimes, what you're selling is not your product, you're selling an offer. And let me explain it this way. If you sell a car and you say, this car, you're selling a Toyota Camry, 10 million, cash and carry. That's how you've been selling your cars. Now the economy has come in, people cannot even find that 10 million to buy. Now your competitor is doing, I sell this car, the price of this car has risen, it's 12 million, but pay 3 million, you take the car and go, then you pay me over the next 6 months. Now it is easier to buy from that person, especially if I have a steady job. Easier to buy from that person than to buy from you, who is insisting on 10 million in advance before I carry the car. So it could be that that's what your competition is offering, a better offer. There's also another offer. Somebody comes in and says, I know you're buying this car because you're an office worker, you need to impress your clients, your fellow colleagues and all that. You know what? Pay me 400,000 naira, take this Camry. The 400,000 naira comes with a driver that dresses like a pilot. All you do is buy fuel for the car and pay me my 400,000 naira every year. So you don't need to pay me 10 million. You don't even need to pay me 3 million. You're a well-paid oil worker. Pay me 450k every month. You're getting a package of a car and a driver. Nobody knows you don't own the car. Everybody thinks it's your driver. The bottom line is, I've given you what you want, but without the cost of it. At the end of the day, the customer ends up with the same car, different offers. What has changed? These people changed the offer that they are giving. So if you're not looking out, it may just be the customer still needs the car, but how are they being offered the car? That's what you have to look at. So many times if you look out there, it might be that your competitor is more creative than you are in terms of the offer. Sometimes I can send another thing to you and say, normally you pay me 20,000 naira for this thing every month. Your competitor is now saying, pay me 150k and you have it for 1 year. So your competitor is giving a volume offer, because in this economy, people are thinking of saving costs.
Yes.
So the competitor has locked in more money, has locked in your customer for a longer period.
That's true.
So for the next 12 months, you are not seeing that customer. So your competitor is now using a longer lock-in to lock in your customers, and maybe that's why. So if you don't investigate, and many times these are simple as, some people don't have their customer information. They just take it for granted that people will come into their place of business and buy from them. They don't have customer information, because this is a time where customer information would have been, you call and say, Mama Rashidat, I've not seen you. What's going on? You now tell her, there's this other person who opened up,